MAGA comes to talk. The podcast is going to start shortly, and man, we got a lot to cover because, and I do want to take your calls because Marjorie Taylor Greene, the question that I'm going to be asking is not really, is she MAGA? The question is, was she ever MAGA? So that's, we'll go through all that and take your calls. We got a lot to cover. Welcome, everyone. Yep. Yep, this is, I'm putting the link to my mainstream to see and hear all the audio and video that I show. You got to go to the main live stream, which I just linked in the description of the video, all right? So you go check that out and you'll catch the mainstream. All right. And if you'd like to call in, the toll-free number is pinned in the live chat. Where is, what do I need? I need that, I need that, and I need that. All right. Okay, I'm going to start the mainstream now, guys. Welcome to the Brian Craig Show podcast. My name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Welcome, one and all. All right, we got a lot to cover, and what Marjorie Taylor Greene has done here is just god-awful, and there's a lot to cover. President Trump has disavowed Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're going to go through all that. I'm going to share my thoughts on it. And also look forward to taking your calls as well. I want to go through what President Trump posted, the True Social. And this is how I view it. You may disagree with this. And if you disagree, you're welcome to explain to me why you disagree with this. But once you go against Trump, you are no longer MAGA. So I don't even think it's up for debate that Marjorie Taylor Greene is not MAGA. The question is, was she ever MAGA? And if she was, what happened to Marjorie Taylor Greene? And some people may say, well, you can't disagree with Trump. I never disagree with Trump. I proudly have said that for 10 years, okay? And I never will. However, this isn't a minor disagreement. She is rejecting everything Trump. So she is either the most twisted, self-centered, narcissistic member in the Congress, or she's been fake MAGA all this time. So we'll go through this. If you'd like to call in, you certainly can. If you're watching live, the number is pinned in the live chat. It's 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. You're listening to the Brian Craig Show podcast. My name is Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. The Brian Craig Show podcast is available on all podcast platforms. If you go to any podcast platform, just search for The Brian Craig Show and I will pop up. If you want to catch the show in video form and live where you can call in and, of course, see it in video, just go to YouTube, Brian Craig Show on YouTube and YouTube Music, all right? So I don't know if I call it a feud. I guess it is a feud at this point with the president, but Marjorie Taylor Greene has been going against Trump more and more every day for the past several months, and it's getting worse. I mean, the first Laura Loomer's been talking about this for like 4 or 5 years, all right? But the first time I think that Marjorie Taylor Greene went way over the line with President Trump is when they had that press conference with the Epstein victims. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was standing there at the press conference out in front of the Capitol building with these protesters calling Trump terrible things with these signs behind her. She didn't have to stand there. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was acting out. Well, President Trump's finally had enough. So he went to Truth Social, and this is a very long post that the president put on Truth Social. This may be, if not the longest post he's ever made to Truth Social, one of the longest. So everything you hear until I tell you I'm no longer reading the post is a quote from the president, Truth Social. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world as opposed to being the laughingstock that we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars record-setting invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see, Wacky Marjorie, oh boy, she's got the nickname. All I see Wacky Marjorie do is complain, complain, complain. It seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. All right, let me stop there. This pains me to say, but AOC about 2 weeks ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago, made a statement, and I told you guys, I said, she's in Congress, so she hears things. AOC said a week or two ago that this Marjorie Taylor Greene issue with Trump was that she wanted to run for Senate and he wouldn't back her. So I guess, as crazy as it sounds, on this instance, AOC was right. All right, back to the president on Truth. She, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen/women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia. Oh boy. And that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right person runs, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with her low IQ Republican-hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Well, holy smokes, that's it. The president not only has disavowed her, he has withdrawn her MAGA membership. You know, some people may say, I'm expecting to hear this as this goes on and gets worse. Well, you know, Trump isn't MAGA. Well, heck yeah, he is. He founded the movement. Now, Ronald Reagan came up with they use it as a slogan 40 years ago. But he's the one that actually made it popular and famous. So, no, okay? If Donald Trump says you are not MAGA, you are not MAGA. So I do want to take calls on this. I've got more to cover. And here's what I want to know from you all. I want to hear your thoughts on this whole affair. Also, do you agree with me that Marjorie Taylor Greene is no longer MAGA? And what about this question as to whether or not she ever was MAGA? Now, if the right person opposes her in the primary, I don't know who that might be, but can she win in a Republican district with a good candidate that has the endorsement of President Trump? There's a lot of questions here. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. The number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon. How you doing?
All right.
All right. Yes. I was calling because I think I spoke to you the other day. This is Maria from Florida.
Oh, Maria, you sound different later in the day than you do in the mornings. Your voice sounds different.
Oh, yeah. I'll be out walking. Early in the morning, get my exercise on, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, I told you the other day that something is fishy about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and I was right.
Yep.
I was right.
Yep.
And AOC was right about it.
One second, Maria. Let me answer these lines that are coming in. Yeah, all right, go ahead. Yeah, you did call me the other day and say that, and you were right.
Yeah, I knew that because, and not only that, after this press conference she had a couple of months ago, I knew that it was going down. And I wasn't sure if Trump was going to denounce her until I looked at the screen, my True Social account last night, and it happened. I was like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally last night went to her page and sent her a tweet, say, hey, see, when you mess with the big boss, that's what you get. And not only you messing with him, you mess with the whole movement that we have started, and now we decided to let you go. You done.
Yeah.
So I'm done with her.
I agree with you, Maria. She's no longer MAGA. I mean, the president of MAGA himself, President Trump, says she's no longer MAGA. Right? That's it.
No, she's not.
He kicked her out. He kicked her out just like he kicked Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago.
Exactly. It really, really got to me when she said the other day on Newsmat that the president wasn't involved with this. Well, why would you go that far and lie?
Well, you know what I'm wondering is, I mean, you know, she's not a completely stupid person. I mean, she's got to be incredibly full of herself and thinks that she can weather this through, or I don't know. What is she thinking? I mean, this is the end of her political career, as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly.
Now, the left are going to embrace her right now, but they're just using her as a tool to trash Trump.
Of course.
You know, when this is over, if she's not in Congress, you know, they don't want her around.
Exactly. That's what she's been paid and bought for to do that. And in my estimate, it's worse than her just making press conference or making statements. It's the fact that she went against the whole movement just to take down, try to taint President Trump presidency. And I'm not going for that. No. Exactly.
You know, I've got. It's in my. I moved it. I put it in my closet. Maybe during the break I'll go look for it. I've got an autographed book from her. I don't. Wow. I know. That's how much I used to like her, and I don't really.
Me too.
You know.
Yeah. I like her because I seen her and I said, okay, she's a outstanding person. We need somebody like that in Congress, you know, because there ain't too many of them in there like that. But after that press conference, it really rubbed me the wrong way because I knew she was involved with the liberals. I knew that. But AOC made it clear, she's mad. She's mad because he wouldn't endorse her for the Senate seat. And now she's going on this little tirade. And she did something else last night, too. Put out a bunch of tweets naming the people that was involved. I was like, girl, get out of here with that stupid tweet. Girl, go ahead on. You childish.
Yeah, she's gone Michael Cohen, right? Michael Cohen betrayed the president. She's betrayed the president.
Yep.
You know, who else? Ron DeSantis betrayed the president. I mean, you know, come on. All right. Well, Maria.
Yeah, we're sick of that.
Well, all right, Maria. Well, I agree with everything you said.
Okay,
thanks for calling. All right. Do you guys agree? Maria calls from time to time. Doesn't she sound different later in the day than in the morning? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Jay from San Diego. How you doing, Brian?
All right, San Diego. What's on your mind?
It's with this Marjorie Taylor Greene thing. I guess I prefer butter over margarine, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah, over margarine. Butter over margarine.
Yeah. And another little joke. I believe AOC goes to the same word salad bar that Kamala Harris eats at.
Yeah.
Just to lighten things up.
Yeah, I can believe that. So what do you think? Is
question,
Marjorie Taylor Greene MAGA now? I mean, President Trump said she's not, so that means she's no longer MAGA, right?
We in the next 3 years or so, we'll see. Maybe
if Donald Trump disavows you, can you still be MAGA? I think that's it. Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe that's it.
He's the leader of the MAGA movement. Yeah.
And that might be all she wrote then. It seems like it's just over a few issues though. I don't know. Like, it's just, what is the issue? It's just that one issue.
No, she's been going on liberal shows for weeks, attacking everything he's doing, attacking him with Iran, attacking him with Israel, saying prices aren't going down. She's been attacking his H-1B visa comment. She's been attacking him on everything on pretty much a daily basis. She brought all those Epstein victims to the Capitol and had a press conference with people having hateful signs about President Trump behind her during a press conference. She's been doing all kinds of crazy things.
Yeah. Well, he's sort of those other 8 Democrats that are not voting on the what is this like? What's your opinion on that? The other 8 Democrats besides her, like Lauren Boebert. What's your opinion on her?
No, Boebert, I really don't. We got to see how Boebert responds to this, right? Mm-hmm. Let me see how she responds to this. Marjorie Taylor Greene has been one of the leaders of the MAGA movement. So this is, like Ron DeSantis. So Boebert is she's an extra. Like if you're making a movie, she's an extra. She's not that important. Yeah. That Marjorie Taylor Greene is, and MAGA has treated her very well. And she hasn't just betrayed President Trump; she's betrayed our whole movement, because what she's doing is she's putting in jeopardy us maintaining control of the Congress in the midterms. She's causing a division over some selfish fit that she's having, according to the president, by not supporting her run for the U.S. Senate, which he says she couldn't win.
Wasn't she going for governor also of Georgia?
Both.
Oh, wow. I couldn't imagine if she wins that. If she wins that, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She becomes a governor, then that's going to be bad news.
I mean, it's just like, Ron, why would you vote for her? If you're MAGA, would you vote for Marjorie Taylor Greene? I'm not talking about a general election. I'm talking about a primary. In a general election, you've got a Republican versus a Democrat. That's a different question. But in a primary, if there's a good person running against her in a primary, why would you vote for her? Same goes for DeSantis. When, DeSantis plans on running for something at some point, probably the Senate. So, he betrayed Trump. He's not trustworthy. So I would have no problem voting for his opponent in the primary without even thinking about it. When it gets to the general election, the stakes are higher, because you're talking about a seat like in the Senate. Are we going to give it to a Democrat? Probably not. But in a primary, I have no problem primarying these people. They're 100% traitors. Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, listen, I appreciate the call. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
Loomer has always been right. She's almost 100% right all the time,
She is.
If she's and look, she's not the first woman that Marjorie Taylor Greene has run afoul against. Remember, Lauren Boebert has always had a problem with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, like I told the last caller, Lauren Boebert and some of these others, she's just a hanger-on. She's just lucky to have been invited to the party. I'm not worried about her right now. Marjorie Taylor Greene, when you talk about people in Congress, she's in the top couple most important MAGA people that we've propped up. So this is a 100% betrayal to our entire movement and our country. I consider what she's doing treasonous. I really do.
And I've learned, when I saw the title of your thumbnail and stuff, and I went and I looked down all of Brian Glenn's socials, and he had
her boyfriend.
Yeah, and he hadn't mentioned anything about it. So, and we know how close he and Trump are.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if he's not mentioning anything about it, then maybe he's.
That's a good point. Let's talk about that for a second, Mike. Okay, yeah, Brian Glenn left his wife for Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she left her husband for Brian Glenn. He's a White House correspondent. He's in the Oval Office every day. Is he going to be on the outs with the president? What's going to happen? I'm curious for the press conferences next week. Oh, we lost Mike. Sorry about that, Mike. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Once, twice. All right, we're getting a run of these. That's okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Tennessee, man. How you doing today?
All right, Tennessee. What's on your mind?
Why do you call Marjorie? Why do you call her a traitor?
Okay, I will explain it to you. All right, it's pretty simple. Why do I call Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Why do you call her a traitor?
I call her a traitor because I'm trying. You got to listen and stop talking for me to answer. Okay.
I'm not talking. Go ahead and speak.
Okay. Oh well, thank you very much. President
You're
Trump.
welcome. Speak.
Oh well, thank you. It's not me that's calling her.
No problem. Speak. Hurry up.
You're going to get one more chance, then I'm going to hang up on you and never talk to you again. I want to answer your question, but I'm not going to. You know, I'm not the Gimp in Pulp Fiction. Okay, and you're not Zed. Yeah, if you don't get that reference, go watch Pulp Fiction. You'll probably like that scene especially. I'm not the one calling Marjorie Taylor Greene a traitor. The President of the United States, Donald Trump, is calling her a traitor. And I agree with him.
Why?
If you don't understand why, you do not have an IQ.
I'm asking you
do not. If you don't understand why you don't have an IQ high enough to participate in this program, she has been.
Actually, man, my IQ is pretty high, dude.
Compared to what?
I'm an intelligent guy. I'm a computer scientist.
Oh wow, I'm impressed.
Compared to you, especially.
I'm impressed.
You should be.
Yeah. Oh wow.
You're doing awfully well.
Computer scientist.
That's what the American
computer scientist. Well, hey, you know what? Yeah. I don't want to take up your time. You know, as successful as you are, this call is probably costing you money. So I'm going to let you get back to your success. Oh, man. All right. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. But first, I want to talk about Dr. Philip Appleton and his robotic laser away pain treatment, which is really just out of this world amazing. You know, this morning I was over at Friendly Tire, one of our sponsors. And when I was leaving, I ran into a guy. He was getting new tires on his car. And he was telling me that he went to Dr. Appleton to have his back pain treated, that in one of his lower vertebrae, he just had this massive pain. He couldn't function. And he says now not only is he pain-free, he's got his life back. And what he was doing, he was over at Friendly Tire, and he not only was getting tires, but he had to go into his trunk. He has special locks on his lugs, and he had the lock where the spare tire is, and he had emptied out his whole trunk to get this special lock out and everything. He's bending over, he's lifting stuff, and he was telling me he couldn't do this stuff before. But thanks to Dr. Appleton, he's living a pain-free life. It was one of his lower vertebrae where all the pain was coming from. I think he might have said he had a pinched nerve and some other problems, but now he's got his life back, and you can too. Stop suffering. Go see Dr. Philip Appleton. Appointments are not necessary. Walk-ins are welcome. Now, this guy is a local guy I ran into at Friendly Tire in Margate that is pain-free now because of Dr. Appleton. But we've had listeners travel from all over the United States to see Dr. Appleton. Give him a call, 954-973-0710. The consultation is free, so take advantage of that no-charge consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Callers on hold. You stand by. We'll take a quick break. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. We'll be back right after this. All right, we're back. My name's Brian. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow and subscribe on whatever platform you're listening on.
Yeah.
You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Yeah, you're on the air. All right, once, twice. All right, you're out of luck. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Renee from Harlem.
Hey, Renee, what's up?
Well, I'm kind of enjoying hearing you caterwaul about Marjorie Trailer Trash Green.
Yeah.
The fact that she is drawing his misfavor is because she is not down with what's going on in Gaza. As much as I can't stand Marjorie Trailer Trash Green, I happen to agree with her. I don't like what's happening in Gaza. And the fact that Trump doesn't see it just points out.
So this is interesting. Hold on, because I'm a little confused, Renee. You said that you and Marjorie Taylor Greene don't like what's going on in Gaza. You mean the ending of the war, the ending of the famine, the ending of the violence and death? Why are you opposed to that?
No, it's called genocide.
No, the war's over, stupid. Are you still want to take a position on U.S. involvement in Vietnam? I mean, the war's over.
We're talking about Gaza. You're talking about Vietnam. Read a book, stupid.
No. I'm talking about Gaza. The war is over. It's been settled.
No, it's not over, and it hasn't been settled. You are really that stupid.
Yeah, it's over.
Damn you, Bob. You're
It's over.
dumb.
What, you've been in a coma the last few weeks? How can you not know it's over? President Trump went to Egypt. They all signed off on it. It's over.
Why can't Israelis take a DNA test?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll call upon the Israelis to take a DNA test to prove whatever that they're Israeli. When you take an IQ, when you take an IQ test, that will determine whether you'll call me again. All right, you take that IQ test, submit me the results, and then we'll talk about DNA tests for the Jews. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? No, it's going to be one of those days. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Melissa in Tennessee.
Hey, Melissa. What's up?
Well, I'm just want to talk about MTG.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I didn't like the way she did on The View. If you wouldn't have known, you wouldn't even know she was MAGA.
Yeah.
Everything that comes out of her mouth is negative. But, Brian, I have to say this, and I wish you would let me say my piece.
Say your piece.
I'm the one that called. I'm disagreeing with him on the H-1B. And I talked to you last week about that. JD and him ran on that. They ran on that. And JD was just talking on October the 25th about redoing H-1B. We've got to get these young people back working. The business owners are abusing it. And so I am against that. I think, we need the young vote. And that's not going to help him get the young vote in 2028.
Yeah.
And also, the farmers were hurting this year. He was off in other countries, and the farmers were hurting with selling the beans overseas.
Well, we're not talking. First of all, on the H-1B, okay. There's an article today. It's in the New York Post. This is on my X, by the way. If you guys want to see it, Brian Craig Show. The CEO of Ford, his name's Jim Farley. Listen, here's the headline. Ford CEO Jim Farley says he can't fill 5,000 mechanics jobs that are paying $120,000 per year. And then he says, we're in trouble in this country. See, listen.
But that needs to be...
Hold on a second. Let's talk about this.
The education system needs to be done away with.
Hold on a second.
The Department of Education needs to go back to the state.
Slow down a second, okay? I'm not disagreeing with that. And it would be great if every job was held by an American. But the workforce that we have under 30 are a bunch of guys like these lunatics that I'm talking to on the phones that if they're not on a Twitch stream and gaming, they're in some porn website doing whatever they do.
I know that, Brian.
And
but we can't give up on our people.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Reforming the education system is a great idea, but that doesn't help us today. That takes decades. That's not something you do overnight.
We can't give up on our people, though.
Who's giving up?
We cannot give up on our young people.
You think Donald Trump is giving up?
Well, you can't. Anyway, I love Trump, but
you know,
like I told you last week, if somebody,
what President Trump is saying is right now, just like the CEO of Ford. See, what's happened is people like the CEO of Ford have said, I have 5,000 mechanic jobs that pay $120,000 a year. I can't find Americans for the job. Our workforce under 30 are losers. They're losers. These trolls that call me, that you see in my live chats, that we don't have the workforce to fill these important jobs right now.
Yeah.
And reforming the education system, it'll take how many years?
Well, we've got to do something. We've went all these years. It's been like that in the past. It's been American workers, you know. We just can't turn it over to the Japanese or the Chinese or whoever.
Do you know that?
The prices,
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
The prices are still a little high. Now, some stuff has come down, but some stuff, peanut butter, stuff like that, is just still sky high.
So tell me how President Trump has the power to make a retail store lower their peanut butter prices.
Yeah, I believe that you know, he's not in complete control. Fuel is down. Yeah. You know, the dog food I buy is down. There's a lot of things that are down. But stuff, you know, and I know he inherited a big mess.
No.
But,
listen,
I will say this.
Hold on. We don't have Mom Donnie's government grocery stores, nor do we want them. The president can't make your local grocery store lower peanut butter prices.
Okay, I got two more things to say. Epstein, you know, people did want something to come out, and the hoax, he kept saying it was a hoax.
Well, I'm going to tell you something, Melissa, okay? I'm going to tell you this. What? And I'm going to use some profanity here. As far as what you're doing, well, I don't have to use profanity. I'm angry, but I lost. I cooled off enough where I won't use the profanity. You and Marjorie Taylor Greene are effing everything up. I mean, you know, I've talked to you many times. I've talked to you many times. I know you're MAGA. You're bitching about the peanut butter prices. You're saying that, well, we don't have a workforce, so we got to let these,
let me tell you, what I'm worried about. You know what I'm worried about?
What?
I'm worried about losing 2028, and we cannot lose 2028.
You're doing a damn good job helping us lose it.
No,
and by the way, lose 2026 too.
He's got to have the farmer votes. He's got to have these young people votes. Marjorie Taylor Greene's got 5 million followers. He's got to get.
Well, you know what? You know what? She's got 4,999,000 now, 999. Because I'm going to unfollow her right now.
Yeah, I will too. I'm going to
unfollow her right the freak now.
Brian, you know what I'm worried about? I'm worried about 2028, honey. That's what I'm worried about.
Well, it sounds like you're worried that the Democrats might not win it because you're helping win it.
You know what they're doing, Brian? Let me tell you this. They are redistricting. You know, they heard we were going to redistrict and get all these.
I just unfollowed Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, so she just lost a follower.
Okay, we haven't done anything. Let me tell you this. We haven't done anything on the redistricting.
No, hold on, Melissa. I'm gonna get a word in here. Okay, I want you to listen to yourself. Okay, you are whining like you're complaining about all these things. President Trump has lowered some prices through his policies.
He has. He has. And
also the financial markets are doing better. People are earning more money. He gave the largest tax cut in history, made the Trump tax cuts permanent, and gas prices are lower. But he can't make the price of everything in the grocery store go down because that's up to the retailers. Okay. So far as the H-1B visa. Okay. You got the Ford CEO here. We have a workforce under 30 of dysfunctional losers, okay? We don't have enough people. We don't have enough people who are willing to work that are qualified to take these jobs. So you've set us up to fail. So keep talking this way. We're going to lose the midterms. We're going to lose 2028. And you and Marjorie Taylor Greene could go have martinis together after we've lost everything.
What about the redistricting? All the blue states are redistricting, gaining all these seats, and we hadn't done anything.
Those were blue elections in Democrat districts.
California's gaining 5 seats. New York's being redistricted, and they're gaining all these seats, and they're going to have all these seats. and we're going to be outnumbered in 2026.
Yeah, because of you and Marjorie Taylor Greene talking like losers.
No.
Yeah, sure.
We'll agree to disagree. That's what you said.
No. Tell me what President Trump can do to make your peanut butter cheaper that you're blaming him for.
I want him to stand on what he said about the H-1B. I want him to stand on what he ran on.
Listen, he has
Melissa, this is what I want Trump to do.
Slow down, and you can tell me on the H-1B. He has brought he's bringing these manufacturing jobs back, right? We don't have enough people that are qualified and willing to work to fill them. So what are you supposed to do?
He's done good.
But we don't have enough qualified people willing to work to take the jobs. So what's he supposed to tell these companies that are coming over here?
Well, the jobs ain't over here yet, Brian. The jobs ain't over here yet.
They're not going to build a factory. You know? They're not going to build a factory if we don't have enough workers willing to do it that are qualified, and he doesn't let them bring in workers to fill up those spots. They're not going to bring the factories here, Melissa. Yeah. You've set up an impossible thing. Yeah, this is insane what you're saying.
I don't think it's insane, but anyway,
I mean, you said last time we were on the phone. Insane and stupid.
We'll agree. We'll agree to disagree on this.
So what else do you want him to do?
I think it's just that the Democrats stick together. I don't like the infighting, but
then why are you doing it? You're the one who's infighting.
I just want us to win. You know why I'm doing it? Because I want us to win in 2028, and I'm afraid he's
How are we going to win like this? We're not going to win like this.
Because. Like I said, I want us to win in 2028, and I'm afraid he's losing people by doing some of the things he's doing. That's all.
All right.
Okay.
All right, appreciate the call. If you'd like to call in, the number's toll-free, 888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. You know, I got to tell you something. You know, people like Melissa and Marjorie Taylor Greene, do you know what you're doing? You're doing what the people that shot the president and Butler wanted to do. The whole MAGA move is falling apart. This is why they assassinated Charlie Kirk. So that people like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Melissa in Tennessee would call in and tell us Trump hasn't done what he's promised he's going to do. We're going to lose the midterms and we're going to lose the presidency, and it's going to be because of Marjorie Taylor Greene, and it's going to become because of Melissa. And what you're doing is falling into the long-term plans of the Trump assassins. Now let's talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. Oh man, Jupiter Joe Thomas is awesome. You know, annuities are absolutely amazing. You know, with annuities, your money that you invest in an annuity is never at risk. No matter what happens in the stock market, you don't lose money. And you're guaranteed income, an income stream every month for the rest of your life. It's absolutely amazing. And he has annuities where you get a 10%, even a 15% bonus on your money day one. So you go and meet with Joe Thomas before you leave his office, if you go there in person, because you don't have to go in person. You can meet with him over the phone, through Zoom, or no matter where you're located in the United States, give him a call. But figuratively, before you leave the office, you could be in the office if you're local in South Florida, you could earn 10 or even 15% on your money before you even get back to your car. Isn't that amazing? That's absolutely amazing. So think about it. So if you invest $100,000, you're going to make $10,000 or even $15,000 instantly as soon as you make the deal. How long would it take you to make that much money in the stock market? A year, 2 years, 3 years, if everything went perfect? And it never does it? Give Joe Thomas a call. The consultation is always free. And after that free consultation, he'll put together a custom proposal. These are not cookie cutter. These are custom proposals based on your situation and the discussion you have with him, okay? His number is 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website. It's the easiest one there is to remember. JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. Callers on hold. You stand by. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast. Our number is toll-free, 888-465-2631. We'll be right back. Got another bottled water. If you're on hold, hang in there. All right, we're back. I'm Brian Craig. You're listening to the Brian Craig Show podcast, available on all podcast platforms. Just go to wherever you get your podcast and search for The Brian Craig Show. It'll pop right up. And if you want to catch the show live in video form, go to YouTube or YouTube Music and search for The Brian Craig Show. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Oh, Alex, Michigan. I don't know. I just wanted to debate a bit. What do you think about the new Epstein file documents where they say Trump was blowing Bill Clinton? What do you got to say about that?
I think you're the reason we need these H-1B visas, because you're the average guy that should be, out there in the workforce, and you're just a degenerate pervert. That's what I think. Yes.
No, do you think Trump?
Yeah. You're on the air. What's your name? See what I mean, Melissa? That's what they've got. That's the hiring pool. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. This is Madison calling from California. How are you this morning?
All right, Madison. It's the afternoon on the East Coast, but it's the morning in California still.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Okay,
Yes.
I just wanted to call and say that last caller is all excited. And I just want to remind people they need to calm down.
Exactly.
Do we not remember the last 4 years of Joe Biden and how we could have had Kamala Harris in? They have got to give Trump some credit. And they are going to have to be patient. He is turning this ship around. Everybody wants it now. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah.
They're going to have to be patient. And I'm going to tell you what, I'm not worried about the midterms at all. We've got time. Lots of things are going to happen. And one of the things I understand is Trump is working on voter integrity. He's supposed to sign so that no more paper ballots.
Well,
They're trying to get rid of all the machines.
Here's the problem, okay? Melissa that called in, she's been a listener for years, okay? Those of you that go way back to Periscope, she was back during the Periscope day a long time ago. And frankly, she doesn't understand what's going on. And the things she's saying are just not smart. And that kind of thought is contagious. And if you go through, I agree with you, but if you go to X, there's a lot of not fake MAGA, real MAGA people talking like Melissa. It's insane. Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's why I call her a traitor. She is committing treason, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
What she did going on all the shows, slamming everything. But I wish people would back up for a minute, because we came out of something big and he is trying to change things. Can't we just enjoy him for a minute? Can't they just be grateful for the things that are coming down? And like I said, everybody keeps going so far ahead that they don't enjoy what's happening. And what I was trying to say about the voter integrity is that they're trying to get this voter integrity down so that all the cheating and the things that most of us understand happened in past elections, the Democrats aren't going to be able to do it.
But here's the
time.
problem. When you have people like Melissa who, my peanut butter hasn't gone down to where I think it should be. So Trump hasn't done his job. Well, I mean, how do you do, that's our base. And since Charlie Kirk was murdered, since his assassination, things have been falling apart. We got Tucker propping up Nick Fuentes. Dinesh D'Souza was talking about Whitey influencer. He used the word Whitey, talking about influencers the other day. Called them, our whole movement is getting very effed up right now. Since it's a
and
big
I believe that some of those people are infiltrated, and they may be paid to try to do that.
But it's having an effect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are going to have to really step outside of the box and really start using critical thinking with this.
Well, you're the first critical thinker since the first call. Maria in Florida, that was a critical thinker. But between you and Maria in Florida, there's not been a lot of critical thinking on the phones. And, what I was talking to Melissa about with the H-1B visas, I share with her that the CEO of Ford says he has 6-figure mechanics jobs he can't fill. You hear the guys that call me are the college-age workforce. They are losers, degenerates, perverts, and just lazy. We don't have the qualified workers who are willing to work to take these jobs that are popping up in this country that President Trump's bringing back to America. I'm not
right, and we have a generational gap of people that are not educated to do those jobs.
Correct.
And also, people need to remember that we have a lot more population. Now, if we we know that we're moving a lot of the illegal aliens out of the country.
Do you know what the number one?
If we're to look at our population without them, we still have a lot of people, and we still need the help to keep things moving.
There's been multiple surveys done. You know what young people, the number one job that they want to be when they grow up, the number one thing they want to do. You know what it is? The number one profession. What do you think? Guess. Like when I was growing up, it'd be astronaut.
Yeah, they want to be a TikTok star, right?
Correct, a YouTuber or TikTok star. That's correct.
Right.
They don't want to be now you may say to me, well, what's wrong with that, Brian? Isn't that what you do? Yeah, but I've been doing this all my life, even before the internet was invented. But we don't have, everyone wants to be a celebrity. That's what it means. They want to be a celebrity. They don't want to be a worker that goes out there and has like a high-skilled people don't want to be blue-collar people anymore. There's no desire to be a blue-collar.
Some of these people coming in aren't taking jobs. They're actually doing the job. And maybe the White House need to express that Joe Biden was letting tons of these people in over time. I believe it started with Obama, if you want my honest opinion.
Well, what's happened is that there's a lot of jobs out there. Like when I was growing up, I didn't think I'd be doing, I didn't think I'd be like a radio person. I've been working on radio and all that stuff all my life. Mm-hmm. I thought I was my father was a firefighter, so I thought that's what I would be doing when I was a kid. But I don't do well with heights. Okay, I'm afraid of heights, so that didn't work out for me. But and I ended up doing what I'm doing now, and I've been doing this for 35 years pretty successfully. But the reason that most people that are young want to be a YouTuber or a TikTok star is they want three things. They want to be rich, they want to be famous, and they think they don't have to work, that's not work, right? So there's no work ethic. They don't realize this is a lot of work, guys. I work over 100 hours a week.
Right. So there is some generational gaps there for sure.
And you can't fix this. This is a multi-generational. The Generation X was the last hardworking generation. And that's my generation, and I'm in my 50s. So this H-1B visa, don't forget Laura Ingraham pressed President Trump on that. She is a Bush, Reagan, and Republican establishment person. Okay,
right?
She was in with George Conway, Kellyanne Conway's husband, during the Clinton Monica Lewinsky affair. She's one of the people. She was working with him and Matt Drudge. So she's a Republican establishment person, and look what she did in that interview. She caused all this H-1B crap. Right? She did, and now look what's happened.
Right. I'm not a real big fan of Laura.
I'm not either. And by the way, why does she always look like she's just rolled out of bed?
Yeah, I really don't like her.
I don't either. And she's caused all this crap that we're dealing with today. And I'm plenty pissed.
Yep. Yeah, me too. Well, people need to do their research.
Yeah, and stop being a panicking.
He hasn't even been there in a whole year, and the man, is working tirelessly. He doesn't take a paycheck, and he can't do everything overnight. People need to give him some time. They're working. They are turning the ship around, and we need to remember that, the last 4 years that we lived under Biden wasn't that long ago, and we could have Kamala Harris in there.
Oh, my gosh.
We need to be patient a little bit,
Yeah.
We need to enjoy him. We never get to enjoy him. It seems like when he gets in, he gets attacked every time.
Yes.
And we have to go through this with him all the time.
You guys got to understand, President Trump took a bullet. The reason they shot him, they tried to kill him to stop him from doing everything he's doing. You guys got to understand that.
And if people, and there's reports that people don't know that they've tried to take way more shots at him than we even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Both times that he's been in. So,
yeah,
I just wanted to say that today.
Yeah, I appreciate the call. And I don't mind people disagreeing with me, but some of these MAGA people, like Melissa, I don't think they understand what they're doing. The MAGA movement is the greatest conservative coalition that's ever existed in this country. We are set up to run this country for the next century, and they're effing it all up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm on X too, and I see exactly what you're seeing.
There's people on X burning their MAGA hats. Can you believe this?
You have to pull yourself back and act like an observer, and you have to really break down what you're reading.
It's a psyop.
You can't just read something and go, "Oh yeah, that's the truth. Oh yeah, that's the truth."
But you know what?
You really have to do your own research when you're reading.
Psyops are for the simple-minded.
Right. They can't just hang on to anything. They really have to read up.
Mm-hmm.
You have to really critically think about what you're reading.
I agree with every word that you said in this call.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you.
All right. Take care. Take care. You too. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Yes, I am going to be impatient about this. All right. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? You're on the air once, twice. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. All right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian, it's Michael in California. How are you?
All right, Michael.
People who are complaining about the prices still being high need to learn to better manage their finances. I feel like that's why they're complaining about prices being still high, because they don't have any money left over for the rest of the month. They need to learn to cut back on their streaming services. They need to learn to stop eating out so much, door dashing. They need to learn to when their car gets low on fuel, don't run your car all the way out until empty. Wait until there's 300 and something miles on it, and then fill up again.
Yeah.
You'll save a lot more money that way. You know what I mean? That's why people are complaining about prices being too high. Still, I feel like.
Well, people, people cut cable, but how many streaming apps are they paying for?
Exactly. That's almost.
It's more than you were paying on cable, probably, right? Because you still have internet at home, and home internet isn't cheap these days. If you got the high speed stuff like I got.
Exactly, and isn't Marjorie Taylor Greene a multimillionaire 10 times over?
She's worth $10 million. Yeah, but she says that her family can't afford insurance. What is she? Elizabeth Warren and hoarding all the money?
Yeah, that's total BS. I think.
What kind of mother is she that she's worth $10 million and her kids are struggling?
Yeah, I find that hard to believe, actually.
Something's not kosher with that story. Oh, I used a Jewish term. She may not like that.
And somebody should also check if she took advantage of that H-1B visa program by hiring H-1B visa workers for her construction company.
You understand, though, you understand what the CEO of Ford is saying, that our workforce, we don't have
a bunch of idiots.
Yeah. I mean, look at all these people that were complaining about their SNAP benefits. They were young people, able-bodied, on SNAP.
a lot of these college age kids don't work when they're in college, number one, so the employment gap history is huge. You're not going to hire somebody who's not been working for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? They may have worked at Starbucks or on campus or something like that, but that does not qualify you to get a job right out of college right away. That's why people are complaining about not getting jobs out of college right away. Well, hello.
Exactly.
You didn't follow the right steps. You know what I mean? Like to get hired on to what you're hoping and dreaming and wanting to work, who you want to work for. You know what I mean? Like
that's right. Yeah,
like,
that's right.
That's a big issue right there. People don't understand.
You make a lot of sense.
And I don't know if people watched Scott Besson's interview on Fox and Friends, but he said that the H-1B visa program is going to be hiring temporary workers, bringing them here from overseas, training American workers, and then sending them back. And also, I don't know if people paid attention to President Trump or not during the campaign trail, but he put a hefty price tag on the H-1B visas.
Yeah.
$100,000, I think it was, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he's reformed it right then and there already.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand this argument. Like it's ridiculous. Like you and I can't just go and build a battery at a Ford factory. We're not qualified.
I don't have the skills, and I'm too old to go back to school to retrain for something else.
Yeah. So like, I don't know like why these people are freaking out. Like I understand what Lori Ingraham had to do because I'm pretty sure the bosses at Fox told her that she needed to do something dramatic because her numbers are probably dipping as far as viewership goes and everything because her show is kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't watch her at all. Like, she's very vanilla. And I'm pretty sure the bosses at Fox told her to press Trump on something to get a debate going and ignite something, and otherwise that she's going to be gone here pretty soon because I'm pretty sure her numbers are dipping.
Yeah.
And that's why she pressed him on that issue.
Yeah.
But we know how it works, Brian. You and I, we're smart about that.
That's right.
But
that's
probably why she asked him about that question.
Mm-hmm.
And
well, look what she started. Look what she started with that question.
On Twitter.
She you know, remember, Laura Ingram's a Republican establishment person. That's how she got to where she is. Okay, it certainly isn't on talent or looks. She doesn't have much of either for television. I've never been a big fan of hers, honestly. Okay, I never was.
I had to follow a bunch of people on Twitter as well, besides Marjorie Taylor Greene, like Jack Posobiec, the Hodge twins, who turned on Trump after the H-1B visa program comment that they clipped for like.
Oh, you mean they turned on Trump this time for this? A lot of these influencers, they're turning on Trump all the time on different things. Okay, and then they're back because it's trendy.
Republicans in power are bad business for them. They're not making any money. That's why they're.
Let me tell you, okay. The Hodge twins, I think, is an act. You know, I mean, what I mean is, they try to be a male version of Diamond and Silk. You know, yeah. You know, I mean, how much can you watch that before you're like, oh, okay,
And they used Trump to build their brand. I hope, and I'm pretty sure President Trump already realizes that. You know what I mean? That's why they made him. That's why he made them look like idiots outside in front of the White House with those binders full of "quote unquote" Epstein files. Oh, look at us! Look at us! We got the first. We're the first here. Those are the type of people that Susan Wiles told Trump to keep far away from the White House. Some morons. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what I was talking about earlier with the. I've lost track of which line you were on. Well, listen, I got to run for a break anyway, but appreciate the call. All right, if you're on hold, stand by. I want to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Yes, cozyhomeandmore.com. All right, check it out. All right, I'm Brian. We are back. To the phones we go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, man. How's it going? My name's Chris. I'm from Springfield, Ohio.
Hey, Chris.
How's it going, man? I was listening earlier, but I haven't got to listen in since I've been on hold and stuff.
Okay.
I was just, I'm just to the point, man, to where I feel like, look, I will give him credit when he does good. There's certainly plenty of things he's done that I'm all for, but it's honestly like so many other people. It's the Epstein thing with me.
Oh, please, give me a break. Tell me about what's your concern with the Epstein. Before you do, how old are you?
38.
38. You're a 38-year-old man. Why would it be at the top of your list to be concerned about a pedophile that died 6 years ago and was out of circulation years before that? And if you're as well schooled on Epstein as you think you are, you know damn well that it was Donald Trump that turned him into the local sheriff's office in Palm Beach and was an informant working undercover for the FBI to bring him to justice. And if you're an honest person, you would say that.
That's fine. I've got.
So what else do you want from the man? He wouldn't have even been arrested if it wasn't for Trump. What the heck's wrong? You've got questions. Why do you got questions about pedophiles that have been dead 6 years?
One question. I've got one question. Why can't he release the files?
He has talked about this, and you follow this, so you know the answers to this. But I'll tell you. I'll tell you the answer. President Trump said a couple of times, a couple of months ago, this. He said those files are filled with garbage. He said they were using it as blackmail in D.C., and the Biden administration filled it up with crap. So you release these files, they've got a bunch of people's names in there that have nothing to do with the guy, and you destroy their lives. That's what he said.
What do you mean by filled it up with crap? Because, see, I don't want any fake files to come out. Like, okay, if there is files...
you can't tell what's real and what's fake.
Right. So, and that part,
Why did you vote for Trump?
I thought he was going to do more with the economy, and to be honest...
More than the economy? The economy's booming. Come on. He's made $1 trillion in deals coming back.
Can I ask a question then?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question then? Okay. And honestly, man, I'm not like trying to scream with you, okay? I am honestly just trying to have a conversation because I really am asking questions. Like, I'm not doing it to be rhetorical, you know?
The economy is on fire right now.
So then, okay, as a 30-year-old man.
You said you were 38 a minute ago. Now you're 30? What is it?
As a 38-year-old man.
Oh, now it's 38 again. Okay.
I was 87.
Well, you said 30, you said 38. You're given two ages.
I don't usually call in, so I'm a little nervous, man.
Okay.
I don't usually
I
call
get
in.
it.
I am honestly trying to have a conversation. Okay.
All right.
One of the big things I am mad about Trump, and I'm going to circle back to the Epstein file, but here's when I started having my...
MAGA does not say circle back. That's a liberal term. You sure you're MAGA?
Well...
You said circle back. You lied about, you said you 2 different ages. Now you used a Jin Psaki term. I've never heard a MAGA person say I'm going to circle back to anything. You know, this is what pisses me off. If you called in and said, I'm a Democrat, I hate Trump, and I'm obsessed with this Epstein stuff because it makes him look bad, then we'd have a discussion.
Any kind of crap. I've not talked any kind of crap. I am honestly
trying to... You said you were 38, then you said you were 30, and now you said you're going to circle back? MAGA doesn't circle back.
Bothered you that much? Okay, well, all right. The first big lie that he told was about Springfield.
Oh, now he's a lie.
He never came to Springfield. Guess who's still here? The Haitians are still here in droves.
Yeah.
Guess whose property value's up?
Okay, so Trump's a liar. Okay, so now you're telling me Trump's a liar.
Trump said he was going to come here, did he not? Did he not say he was going to visit us?
I don't remember.
You don't remember about the cats and dogs?
No, I remember. I know the story about Springfield, and I know the story.
Okay.
But I don't recall him. I don't recall him saying he was going to go there.
Well, he truly did. That is something that is easily to find on YouTube. But okay, now
But he's done something for that. He didn't promise to rid America of Haitians, okay? He promised to deport. Excuse me. He promised to deport the illegals, which he has been doing in large numbers.
Okay, but he still has done nothing for Springfield, like he promised.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. They're doing mass. Excuse me. He is doing mass deportations of people. If they are there, and they're also revoking many visas on people. If they're there legally, he can't remove them just because you don't like to be around black people.
Yep, Trump.
No denials on that one. Oh, no denials on that one. Oh, that was nice. Oh, just some silence, like, oh, how'd he know? You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'd rather not say if that's okay with you.
Oh, sure. I mean, John from New Jersey. Who would know? I guess you're that famous. Anyway, yeah, go ahead, Mr. Anonymous.
Yeah, I mean, lies hurt the people in the end that tell them. I'd like to discuss immigration and also as it relates to borders, language, and culture.
All right.
So Pat Buchanan, as you know, and Savage did a good job presenting the case that regardless of what one thinks is our borders or our language or our culture, it's an important subject to everyone.
Well, it's not the subject I'm talking about today, but so you get to the point.
So the night that bin Laden was killed, Donald Trump went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner to keep a pledge for a group of people that were questioning is a two-tier justice system okay? And long story short, that night, Obama went to the Situation Room and watched, supposedly, bin Laden being killed. Donald Trump dropped the issue for good. It deceived the birthers. I'm suggesting to you that was a coordinated attack.
I think that's crazy. How did he deceive the birthers? Who are the birthers? Excuse me. Who are the birthers?
You don't want to talk about it.
No, I'm talking to you about it now. Yeah.
Because
excuse me. No, talking about it doesn't mean to hand the show over. Excuse me, Mr. Anonymous. Okay. Discussing it doesn't mean turning the show over to you to do monologues. I'm talking to you about it now. Okay? Like the last... excuse me. I'm speaking now. I am speaking now. You used a liberal word. Like the last caller. And I want to ask you about it. You said he betrayed the birthers? Who were the birthers?
That's how he came up.
Who were the... Okay, that birthers... That's a liberal word. It's a liberal derogatory word. Who were the birthers?
No, it was once a proud word.
No, what? Who are the birthers? No, the birthers is a slander that was used against people like. See, this is what I get pissed off about. You fake MAGA, you fake Republicans, you're a bunch of Democrat degenerates, and you try to pass yourself off as border language culture. If you're using that, you praise Pat Buchanan, which is strange.
By myself.
I'm sure you live by yourself. Who would want to live with you? Of course you live alone. Birther, you're a liberal. You're a liberal.
You know what a patriot is.
You're not you. You're a liberal.
You're the kind of guy that will join when others people paid the price. And I'm talking about a subject.
What price have you paid? No, you are a liberal. You are talking about. In fact, when you talk, excuse me, when you talk about, I'm going to put you on hold because I want to get this. When you talk about Obama and the birth certificate, okay, the birth certificate issue, because believe me, I'm very well informed on that. It was started by Hillary Clinton's campaign. And that's where the birth certificate question first began, right? For years, people had been asking Obama, including Jake Tapper, who's at CNN now, but he was with ABC News at the time. Many people were asking for that birth certificate. He would never produce it. He produced a document that he claimed was his birth certificate only after President Trump pressed the matter nationally for quite some time. So to call him some betrayer, he's the reason that Obama produced a document that he said was his birth certificate. Notice the terminology I used. Birthers, which is the word you used, was a derogatory term that the left and the media used describing people like President Trump who wanted to see the birth certificate. So you exposed you could call yourself a patriot and mention Pat Buchanan all day, but you're a liberal. Go ahead, Mr. Anonymous.
Okay, so that's some good history that it came out of Hillary. And
no, I went through the whole thing of it. Obama produced a document that he claimed was his birth certificate, okay, because of Donald Trump. And you use that word birther, which is a liberal derogatory term, to describe President Trump and others. Okay, why are you using liberal words? You and Circleback, that was the caller before.
I'm a proud birther, and there's a lot of people that still are.
Nobody that asked for the birth certificate called themselves a birther. Nobody.
As
no
you
one.
like.
No. Birther is what they called us.
It was a conservative Christian group that came out of the Tea Party.
You are not conservative. You are not you may be a Christian, but you're not a conservative. Conservatives don't call themselves birthers. Liberals call people birthers to discount them.
Okay. As you like.
It's like the N-word. Birther is like the N-word.
I'm a free person to speak how I want to speak. If that offends you,
no. You can speak how you want to speak, but you're just a liar. You're a liberal.
Well, I think it was a lie because Donald Trump waited about a year. It was the #1 story in Pew Research.
He got Obama to produce that document.
Nope. He said he was going to come with a big announcement, but instead
Obama had a press conference. Obama had a press conference and produced a photo. He produced a copy. Excuse me. President Trump. Excuse me. No, you just don't know, or you're lying. President Trump was pressing the issue with Sheriff Joe Arpaio. And I remember the last time I remember him he had landed somewhere on Trump Force One. We didn't call it Trump Force One yet, right? Because this is long before he ran for president. He was the host of The Celebrity Apprentice, the #1 show on NBC television. He had a press conference in a hangar by his plane. And he was talking about what him and Joe Arpaio were sending a team to Hawaii. And then right after that, this has been going on for weeks. And right after that, President Obama had a press conference in response to Donald Trump. And he produced a document that he said was his birth certificate. And he only did that because of President Trump. Now, either but I notice you didn't deny that you're a liberal. Hey, listen, thank you for the call. Oh, my goodness. What do you think? He called us birthers. He called President Trump a birther. And then the last guy's talking about he's going to circle back. Those are liberal words and terms, not MAGA words and not MAGA terms. My name's Brian Craig. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast. If you're new, make sure you follow and subscribe. We'll take a quick break and be right back.
Smart and Rich, you'll learn the basics that build real wealth, how to budget,
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. If you're on hold, stand by. I mean, I am going to comment on these last few calls, but first I want to talk about Tom Laporta of Laporta Roofing. If you're in the state of Florida and you need roof replacement or repair, he's the guy to call. He's a good MAGA man. He'll never sell you a roof you do not need. He covers both the east and west coast of Florida and everywhere in between. And when I say he'll never sell you a roof you do not need, what that means is if you need just a simple repair, he will do it. And he does great work too. I've seen the work he's done on many of our listeners' homes as well as Steve Kane's house. He does incredible work. He works with every type of roofing material, and he also works on every type of structure, homes, commercial work, municipal, he even does church roofs. He even has the same tiles that Donald Trump has on top of Mar-a-Lago. So if you want a Trump roof like Trump has at Mar-a-Lago, let Tom Laporta know. He does incredible work. Give him a call. This number rings directly to his cell phone. You can call or text. And remember, Tom Laporta is not just a roofer. He's a contractor. So in Florida, under Florida law, that allows him to deal directly with your insurance company, both residential, commercial, or municipal as well, by the way, on the cost of the replacement or the repair of your roof, which not only speeds things up a lot, it can save you some money because sometimes the insurance companies give you a hard time. You have to hire a public adjuster. Some even have to hire an attorney. It can be expensive. Tom may be able to cut that bit of the process right out. 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. All right, let's go back to the phones. Before I do, though, I want to say this about these callers. Melissa is an exception. Most of these MAGA people that have all this beef with Trump, whether it's burning a MAGA hat on X or I voted for Trump, but those Epstein files, I voted for Trump, but they're fake MAGA. And a lot of people think that they are MAGA. I think the MAGA movement's united. I don't care if Marjorie Taylor Greene's not a part of it or that Melissa's upset about her peanut butter price isn't as low as she would like it to be. Okay? I think MAGA is united. I think MAGA is strong. I think there's a lot of fake MAGA out there, and you've heard some of it on the phones today. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, yes, Joey from Brooklyn.
What's up?
Yeah, I was just listening to you talking to that other guy, and I wanted to ask you, do you believe the founding fathers were conservative?
No, not by today's standards. They had other. They were in some ways. They were fiscal conservatives. Yeah, because no tax. Okay. The American Revolution was a tax revolt, right? No taxation without representation, the Stamp Act, the tax on tea, and all those things. The American Revolution was fought over a 3% tax. So fiscally, when it comes to money, absolutely they were conservative. So far as other things, they weren't liberal or conservative. Those other issues they had don't really apply too much today, for the most part. Some of it, but most of it doesn't.
What arguments you would hear about the founding fathers was that they were classic liberals, right? You've heard this
That's
before,
some
right?
overthinking Hillsdale College bullcrap to make a professor sound like they're smart. It was a tax revolution, a tax revolt. Republicans are for lower taxes and really eliminating all taxes except the import taxes. Classical.
Do you think religion played a part in any of this?
No.
Such as Christianity?
No. George Washington, okay? Now some will disagree with this statement, but George Washington was at the time the richest man in the colonies. Some will say, no, he wasn't. Well, then he was the second richest man. But George Washington was like a billionaire by today's standards. Most of the founding fathers were, like Thomas Jefferson. They owned massive plantations, slave plantations. So it was about money. It was about taxation, and they wanted to have a voice. No, it had nothing to do with religion.
Okay, so why do they keep saying America's a Christian nation then?
Well, because it is. This country was founded by Christians, okay, and we are given our rights by the Creator, right? And the Creator that they were talking about was God that sent Jesus. So they were Christian. This is a Judeo-Christian country.
Yeah. So Yeah, I don't think that when it comes to the ideas and the values that the Founding Fathers had anything to do with conservatism. Yet they are the idea of what America should be, right? To be pro-American is support those ideas that they had for the Constitution, which itself was a liberal doctrine.
The Constitution was liberal? How so?
Yes, the Constitution was a liberal doctrine.
How?
Had nothing to do with Christian values.
Oh, yeah, they gave us our rights are given to us by the Creator. Our rights are given to us by God, but it has nothing to do with Christianity? Are you out of your mind? So, come on.
No, God is not specified.
The Creator
they
is
their
God.
Christian faith and became deists.
Who's the Creator?
A God. They never specified which God.
Was
That's
it the sun God?
The God we
was
trust.
it the sun God? Was it Zeus, Apollo?
No, it's the God. Okay, so if you look at the back of a dollar bill, the unfinished pyramid, that's the God. They worship money.
Listen, I got to tell you something. I'm doing a show here. This isn't some.
You should learn more about what conservative values are.
I know about conservative values. I know all about conservative values.
You're talking all about money. Money has nothing to do with conservative values. You're just MAGA is very liberal. MAGA is very liberal.
The American
guys are brainwashed, and it's okay. You're going to learn soon.
The American Revolution.
MAGA is very liberal.
You're going to learn. Okay, the American Revolution was fought, remember what they said, no taxation without representation, right? They didn't want to be taxed.
Correct.
The British
Which
government,
we are today.
the British government had a tax on everything, the Stamp Act. The whole revolution was about the fiscal conservatism of them. All the other stuff was important and everything, but the main reason was the taxes. You're just some liberal who's trying to say you're trying to sound smart. You don't know what the heck you're talking about.
I'm farther right than you are, sir.
Well, if you go too far to the right, you're on the left again. You're going around full circle.
I never said it's called the horseshoe theory. I understand that. But the fact of the matter is this, right? When you're talking about what they fought for, what makes you a patriot then, if that's what they fought for?
Please.
How are you a patriotic American?
You're one of those guys. I love this guy. You're one of those guys that likes to watch Jeopardy with people in the room, so you can answer the questions and sound smart.
I don't watch television, sir. I don't watch television.
And you also you also don't have the ability to understand humor or sarcasm.
I travel and read, but I want to ask you, what makes you a patriot?
I'm a law-abiding American. And I am supporting and spend my life supporting the greatest president this country has ever had, Donald Trump. That's my patriotic duties that I'm doing.
So your patriotic duty is to vote and pay taxes, right?
What am I supposed to do? Go out and fight in a war? That'll make me a patriot? What is this? Starship Troopers? You gotta be in this. You gotta be a veteran to be a citizen.
You're supposed to fight against. Yeah, hold on. You're supposed to fight against tyranny.
Okay.
The tyranny's
well,
in
I'm
America.
fighting against liberal bullshit right now. How about that?
Liberalism is not tyranny. The tyranny is the elites that lie to you and make you believe that we're divided into two.
It's tyranny for an unborn child that they're trying to abort in the womb. Tyranny for them.
I agree. I'm against that.
Yeah.
I'm against that.
Yeah.
And guess what? That's not about liberalism. That's about feminism. Because there is feminism in the right wing.
Oh, my goodness.
There are women in your movement that are very much radical feminists. And if you don't believe me, go and tell them that a man deserves the podium, not a woman, and let him be in charge.
Oh, my
and they will be bothered by that.
Yeah. Why are you a Democrat?
I don't vote for either party. They're both liars.
So you don't participate.
They're both plantations.
Okay, so you don't participate.
They're both plantations.
They're plantations.
They're both plantations.
So
why do you support either plantation?
Well, you're not
Why
a player.
do you support either plantation?
The Republican Party, led by Donald Trump, is not a plantation.
It's led by Donald Trump, or Donald Trump is
not only are you the guy that wants to show how smart he is on Jeopardy, you think that you're some type of intellectual.
I'm not.
Yeah, you do. You do.
I have to read about
You've read some crap. What's the last book you read? What's the last book you read?
In order to Mein Kampf.
Oh, okay. That doesn't surprise me. What's your favorite part?
Hey, Trump read Mein Kampf, right? Trump read Mein Kampf.
What's your favorite part? What's your favorite part? You read Mein Kampf. Tell me about it.
when he's talking about not having alliances.
Tell me what in Mein Kampf, Adolf Hitler. Tell me what he wrote about the United States.
Wait a second. Have you read Mein Kampf?
Tell me what Adolf Hitler said about U.S. intervention in Europe. In Mein Kampf.
Okay, so we can discuss Mein Kampf if you read it, right? That's fine.
I asked you. Tell me. You said you read it. Tell me what Adolf Hitler said about U.S. involvement in the First World War in Mein Kampf, since you read it.
Well, Hitler did not appreciate the American culture.
Well, so you didn't read it. You didn't read it because he doesn't mention the United States. He doesn't mention the United States in the whole book.
No. I'm not.
No, he doesn't once mention the United States in Mein Kampf. See, I went to college. Like that guy on SpongeBob. Who went to college on SpongeBob? Oh, my goodness. What kind of person tries to pass themselves off as a disciple of Hitler on the phone? Oh, my gosh. You're on the air.
Brian.
What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good afternoon, Brian. It's Jack from Sarasota again.
Yep.
How are you, sir?
On the coast of the Gulf of America.
Yes, sir. I think that what all of us want, the entire country, all Americans.
Now, nobody wants what you want, Jack. I'm sorry to tell you. All right. We always speaking for all Americans. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, okay. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm sorry. There's a delay.
There is a delay. If you're watching live on YouTube, there is a delay from the phone, but there's no delay on the phone.
Sorry. This is Richard Humphreys. I'm calling from Newark, New Jersey.
All right, Richard, what's on your mind?
I want to talk a little bit about the deep state and this transgender crap that keeps getting pushed down our kids' throats.
It's over. It's over. President Trump ended all the transgendered stuff. He wrote about it on True Social
Donald
last
Trump
night.
is transgender, and so is Melania Trump.
Oh, okay. Really? Tell me about that.
Forget macaroni in France.
So you're saying that President Trump is a biological woman?
They are
come on. If you're gonna troll, if you're trying to pass yourself off, don't laugh when you're saying stupid things. So it sounds like you're breaking character. Oh my goodness. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, I think we might have gotten disconnected, Brian.
Yeah, you're correct. And we just got disconnected again. Boom, just like that. Now, I got to tell you, these callers today, what's going on? If you'd like to support my content, become a Patreon supporter. There's a link to my Patreon page in the description of the video, and you get access to a lot of things that no one else gets if you become a Patreon supporter, okay? As an example, yesterday, I do live streams that are just for Patreon supporters, and it's on the Patreon platform itself. And it's a live stream just like on YouTube. It's me. It's a live stream, live video stream with a chat room, but there's no trolls. It's a troll-free zone. And we had a very good discussion last night. We went through this new Tucker Carlson dropped an investigative piece on the Trump assassination attempt in Butler, whole thing on crooks. And we went through that and had a great discussion and analyzed that. That was just Patreon supporters only. And you had to be a Patreon supporter to catch that. It was done on a live stream. So become a Patreon supporter. You get access to all kinds of exclusive content just like that, as well as commercial-free editions of all of my podcast episodes. And if you're a top Patreon supporter, you get a live on-air thank you shout-out on every podcast, and you get your name up on the screen on YouTube. So the names you'll hear now are my top Patreon supporters. I want to thank SFjr, Christine, ETW, Chuck, Pamela, Nick, Wesley, Doris, Heather, David, Maria in Texas, Alice, LeeZep, Shawna, George, Brandon, John, Frank, Dale, Tina, David, Laura, Rob, Wes, Sue, Janice, Teresa, Irene, and Doris. These are our top Patreon supporters. Those of you that are new as Patreon supporters, welcome. You can also go directly to patreon.com/Real Brian Craig Show. Patreon.com Real Brian Craig Show. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Brian Craig Show podcast, available on all podcast platforms and, of course, where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.